Welcome, dear listener, to a very special episode of this podcast. I'm Andrea Arceniegas, and today we embark on a journey along the tranquil path of inner peace. This topic holds a deeply personal significance for me. It's been my lifelong quest, making this video particularly meaningful. The path of inner peace can initially be quite challenging, yet its true beauty lies in its simplicity, once we grasp and commit to it. In this episode, we will unravel its complexities and delve into practical insights from psychology and spiritual wisdom. Together, we'll illuminate the way toward a life filled with serenity, balance, and profound contentment. So, go ahead, grab a cup of your favorite tea, find a cozy spot to chill for a while, and allow yourself to flow with the insights that await you. Are you ready? Take a deep breath, relax, and let us dive deep within. Inner peace, that seemingly elusive state of harmony and tranquility. It's often mentioned in spiritual traditions as a pinnacle of spiritual growth and personal fulfillment. But what exactly is inner peace? A common misconception is that inner peace means a life devoid of tension, challenges, or obstacles. A world where everyone behaves as we expect, and society aligns perfectly with our ideals of justice and what is right. Yet, this approach is inherently flawed, setting us up for frustration and more inner turmoil. It involves projecting outward our idealized vision of peace onto the external world, demanding that others conform to our expectations before we can feel peaceful inside. It makes inner peace impossible from the outset, turning it into a monumental task to fix everything around us. This approach taps into constant judgment of what is not right and how things should be, fostering a desire to control others so they conform to our beliefs and ideals. This often leads to exponentially increasing frustration when faced with the futility of such endeavors. No matter how noble our intentions, we can only control ourselves. This futile quest often leads to more judgment, control, and a sense of powerlessness when reality fails to meet our standards. Those who persist in this pursuit can become tyrants to those around them or bitter, harsh critics, fostering division and segregation rather than harmony. In such a mental environment of conflicting interests, we find ourselves in a state of perpetual conflict rather than peace. Thus, the true path to peace lies internally. It cannot be imposed upon the external world. Instead, it emerges from within. This doesn't mean we abandon our values or convictions. Rather, it means we release the need to control external circumstances and others' behaviors. Inner peace comes from accepting things as they are, embodying the change we wish to see in the world, and realizing that we can act toward our ideals without suffering from unmet expectations or removing humanity from those with opposing views, making them into an evil that needs to be fought. It involves focusing on our personal journey while recognizing that others are on their own unique paths. Another misconception is that inner peace equates to a perpetual state of happiness or the absence of negative emotions. However, psychologically, this approach can backfire, suppressing healing, growth, and maturity. In reality, life is a tapestry woven with contrasting threads, day and night, pleasure and pain that collectively create the richness of our existence. By embracing these dualities within us, as much as outside us, without labeling them as inherently good or bad, we open ourselves to deeper understanding and acceptance of ourselves and others. See, nuance is essential here, dear listener. Not judging certain emotions, inner states, or aspects of ourselves does not mean that we forfeit the ability to choose which ones we want to cultivate and nourish, and which ones we let go because they do not longer serve us. It doesn't mean we lose agency over who we want to be. Rather, it means we refrain from imposing judgment upon them, fighting the parts of ourselves we deem wrong or bad. Instead, we exercise discernment to select what serves our growth and how we wish to present ourselves in the world, without condemning alternative choices as inherently wrong. They are just not what you choose for yourself, yet others are free to choose for themselves as well. It requires courage to see ourselves fully, warts and all, and to love ourselves for it. It entails the profound recognition that both good and evil lies within us, and it is how we choose to act that matters. It means appreciating our own complexity, contradictions, and strive in order to truly understand and heal ourselves. The deeper we delve within ourselves, pondering who we are, why we are here, and what we truly desire, the more we can begin to treat ourselves as we have always yearned to be treated. After all, we are in a lifelong relationship with ourselves until death do us part. Now, all of this also does not mean that we need to tolerate being treated by others in ways we do not agree with. Instead, it means that from the self-love you have cultivated, you can trust yourself to remove from harmful situations or relationships while still respecting others who participate in those dynamics willingly or unwittingly. It's about accepting that you are not here to be anyone's savior but your own. That is not your burden. And there's immense relief in understanding that by embarking on this inner healing journey, you ultimately contribute more to the world than anything else could. If everyone is on a personal journey of self-love and inner peace, it fosters an environment for cooperation without control or coercion, but from a place of love, respect, and interconnectedness. This can only arise when we learn to treat ourselves with kindness and compassion, creating a ripple effect of positive change from within in our interactions and beyond. As within, so without. And this is where we get to the heart of it, pun intended. The heart is recognized as the universal symbol of love for a reason. It is referred to as the philosopher's stone by mystics because it possesses the power to transmute the metaphorical lead, or heaviness and dullness, in our lives into gold, or something we value. Check the episode on transmuting fear into love for a deeper exploration of it. When we say the heart is at the center, we mean that it does not take sides but holds a position from which it can perceive all perspectives. The love of the heart is unconditional, capable of recognizing the inherent value in all aspects of the spectrum, both light and shadow. It doesn't take sides, but instead embraces the nuanced shades in between, where absolutes do not exist. It understands the importance of both night and day, just as between sorrow and joy. Instead of judging different sides, the heart comprehends them all, bringing harmony between them. It allows the space where you can align your mind and emotions with your heart, bringing discernment and wisdom. And from there, you can choose to take action, consciously choosing who you want to be. When we connect with our hearts, we begin to heal our own wounds. This isn't about rejecting any part of ourselves. Rather, it's about acknowledging our own misalignments and comprehending the intricate workings of our minds, including the vast unconscious that drives us. To bring these aspects into the light requires practice, awareness, flexibility, and a great deal of an open heart. In doing so, we nurture our inner wounded child with the wisdom of our inner maternal energy. Everything we need resides already within us. So, dear listener, what do you think is the opposite of judgment? As we have touched on a bit now, the opposite of judgment is compassion. When we truly understand the reason behind something, compassion emerges and judgment dissipates. Genuine understanding involves seeing how something came to be, how it functions, and its intrinsic value, for only then you can use it or transmute it into what you want. For instance, consider when we confront our inner shadow or misalignments. When something triggers us and we experience hurt, it presents an opportunity to better understand ourselves. Exploring why an action made us feel hurt requires delving into those wounded parts of ourselves that may feel abandoned, neglected, shamed, betrayed, or unfairly treated. Without judgment, we may discover that this hurt brings forth aspects of ourselves that are envious, vain, angry, vengeful, or petty, prompting us to react similarly toward those who triggered us. However, by observing these inner processes with all their nuances, we begin to realize that those around us face similar challenges. We all carry wounds from our ego, which feels inherently separate from others. We are all having an inner battle between different aspects of ourselves that want different things. And we're all trying our best to harmonize them to set our best foot forward. But as we know, we all make mistakes. Compassion arises from this realization. After all, we are all human, trying our best with the beliefs, emotions, and limitations we have at every moment. So, what more can we ask than continue striving to learn and grow, to heal from our own pain, while recognizing that others are on their own unique journey of growth? Do we want to spend our time and energy dwelling on all the ways we have been wronged? Or do we want to realize that only we have the power to set our mental, emotional, and energetic fields in a way that feels nourishing, supportive, and loving? Again, everything we need is already within us, and no one else holds power over our inner world. Recognizing that each of us holds a unique perspective means that tension can arise when our paths intersect with different viewpoints. However, it's through understanding and compassion that we can elevate to a higher or broader perspective. We see beyond our individual clash, recognizing it as an interaction of our egos. Simultaneously, we understand that we are more than just our egos, and we are in this grand master play we call life together, interconnected, sharing the familiar challenges of humanity. As we discussed in our previous episode, central to the cultivation of inner peace is the recognition of impermanence, the understanding that life's circumstances are ever-changing. By releasing our attachment to outcomes and embracing each moment with open-hearted acceptance, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and align more closely with our true essence. As we conclude this episode, our journey into the path of inner peace will continue next time as we explore the profound link between inner peace and spiritual awakening. Remember, true peace resides not in external circumstances, but within the depths of your own being. By cultivating mindfulness, self-awareness, and compassion, we awaken to the infinite wellspring of peace within us. Thank you for joining me in today's exploration. If you are interested in personal integrative coaching to support your journey of self-actualization, visit my website to book a session at www.deep-reflections.com. That is www.deep-reflections.com. Until next time, dear listener, may you walk the path of inner peace with grace and ease, embracing the present moment with love and compassion.